There are two ways I am going to look at this game. Number one, congratulations, Seattle. You guys finally beat the Edmonton Oilers. It took you 10 tries, and on the 10th try, we didn't have Connor McDavid, we didn't have Leon Draisaitl, we didn't have Matthias Ekholm, we didn't have Stuart Skinner. We played our backup, who then also we also played our backup, Olivia Rodrigue, who's an AHL goaltender. And on top of that, we put Troy Stetcher on the wing for a makeshift line. Congratulations. You beat the Edmonton Oilers. It took you 10 tries, but you did it. Just let me know how the Lynx are this off season because the Oilers are going to be still playing playoff hockey. The second way I'm going to look at this game is absolute implosion by the Edmonton Oilers in the second period. First period, it was okay. 0-0, no score. I remember a time when the Edmonton Oilers would let in give me goals in the first period and then claw back in the second and third. But for some reason, it's kind of switched. In the first period, we kind of keep it even. And in the second period, we decide to implode. This is the second game in which the Edmonton Oilers allowed 4 goals in the second period. Albeit the last one was to Dallas, a far more skilled organization, potential cup favorites. But Seattle, a draft lottery team, a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 3 out of their 4 seasons, a brand new franchise, the Oilers imploded in the second period. All throughout the season, I've been hearing about the forward depth that the Oilers have. I'm still yet to see it. Meanwhile, I'm watching Holloway do successful things in St. Louis. I'm watching Broberg be successful in St. Louis. I'm watching Warren Foegele, who is now on a team that we have played in the last 3 Stanley Cup first round playoffs. His team, the Los Angeles Kings, are now in the second spot in the Pacific Division. It's as if all the Edmonton Oilers from last season moved on and are having far better success. And we, as the Edmonton Oilers, are struggling throughout the season with consistency in goaltending, in offense, in defense, in coaching, in management, in any aspect you can think of. And it all culminates to by far the worst game of the season by the Edmonton Oilers. This is by far the worst game. There is no other game this season that I can classify as the worst game of the season by the Edmonton Oilers. The shots on par with the Kraken. Great. We got beat on the faceoff dot. Not great. We had 16 giveaways. Not great. I mean, albeit Seattle did have 22 giveaways, but they capitalized on our 16 giveaways. Our team defense, nowhere to be found. Our power play, nowhere to be found. I don't know what to say. Like I said, the first period, fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better first period. Second period, I don't know what went wrong. Was it because of that call that was turned back in the first period? Jeff Skinner actually got a goal, but apparently there was a high stick by Connor Brown. They looked at the video replay. I looked at it 2 or 3 times, and I don't really see that puck changing directions. So realistically, the Oilers should have started off 1-0, and that probably could have changed the trajectory of the whole game. But that call, that replay call, that coach's challenge, overturns the goal, and it seemingly takes the wind out of the sails for the Edmonton Oilers. Because after that, the second period, it was just a full-on collapse, leading to us playing our AHL starter, Oliver Rodrigue. I see my mind is going crazy. Oliver Rodrigue in the third period. This is frustrating. As an Oilers fan, this is frustrating to see. To Dallas, I can understand that. To a playoff contending team, I can understand that. but not to a team that's not even close to fighting for playoffs. We have Calgary on Saturday with this roster. Hopefully, we get Leon Draisaitl back. Hopefully, we get Matthias Ekholm back, and hopefully, Stuart Skinner is healthy enough that he can come back and play. But at this point, with the goaltending, I don't even know what to think because every goaltender now, including Rodrigue, which is unfortunate because it's his first NHL start, so I can't really blame him. But they all consistently hold an above or below 900 average. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with the Oilers. It's almost as if we're just crawling our way to the playoffs. And then when playoffs start, we're going to be this completely different team. But if teams are figuring out how to beat us now, when we should be kicking it into high gear, the playoffs are going to be more intense than where we are now. So I don't know what to make of this game. But for me personally, as an Oilers fan, I am frustrated with the injuries, with the management, with the coaching. I'm frustrated across the board because this was not a great game. Now, I'm simply speaking my opinion, but this was not a great game by the Edmonton Oilers. If you don't believe me, look at that score sheet. Look at that scoring summary. That scoring summary right there, the second period, you see that. You see the second period right there. 5 goals in the span of minutes. First one within the first minute of the period. Next one within the first 3 minutes of the period. Next one within the first 10 minutes of the period. Next one within the first 11 minutes of the period. And then with the first 13 minutes of this period, escaped the Edmonton Oilers. Escaped them. And then after that, the third period, yes, Zach Hyman, he did get his goal right there. Perfect. But Seattle came back and got another one. And then they proceeded to pass the puck around us like we didn't know how to play hockey or they were just playing keep away. A playoff contending team like the Edmonton Oilers, a Stanley Cup contending team like the Edmonton Oilers, looked like they don't even belong in the playoffs after this game. And that may be a hot take, that may be a strong opinion, and there may be some fans out there who are not panicking. There may be some fans who think I'm going crazy talking about this. But enough is enough. What is it going to take for this organization, for these players to figure this out? I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, hindsight is 2020. And the moves that Jeff Jackson made in the offseason to bring in Jeff Skinner, mistake. To bring in Victor Arvidsson, mistake. Stan Bowman letting Holloway and Broberg leave, or Jeff Jackson letting those two players leave, mistake. Losing out on Warren Fogle, mistake. It's like all the mistakes that we made in the offseason are finally catching up to us. To the point now where I'm hearing many people in several chats say that we're simply a two-man team. Well, you know what? We're not. It's just those two people that are missing are highly effective and very important to the overall balance of this team. I would like to see any other team miss arguably their top 4 players. Top 5. We're going to count Frederick, even though he hasn't played a game for us. Fringe 6, if we're counting Kane. But we're missing key guys. And the depth that we were talking about in the offseason, throughout the season that we have, is just not there. It's not. Our top line, centered by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, albeit he's doing very, very good there. Adam Henrique, great centerman. But beyond that, we don't have the depth. And we cannot continue playing this way. And I hope the Battle of Alberta on Saturday wakes the Oilers up. because we don't have time. We have 9 games left in the season to ramp it up. 9 games. This is unacceptable. This cannot happen anymore. We need to find a way to tighten our defense. And you know what? We need to find a way to put more pucks in the net. Because last Saturday, when we beat this team, albeit it was 5-4, we still scored 5 goals. Even then, I wasn't happy because Seattle scored 4 after that, or in between each goal. But this has got to be figured out. This has got to be figured out. Because there is no way, no chance that we can be okay as Oilers fans or as supporters of this team find this level of play acceptable, especially entering into the playoffs and being this close. I mean, the hopes for a division lead are out the window. I'm going to tell you that right now, my perspective, there's no chance we're getting the division lead. We might have an opportunity to catch LA, but LA and Vegas haven't lost in a long time. They're not losing. St. Louis and Minnesota, they're not losing. Colorado, Dallas, Winnipeg, they're not losing. We seem to be the only playoff team that is slipping right now. Systematically suffering a massive slump. Because look, our record for this month is 7-6 now. Check the records of every other playoff team in the Western Conference. You know what? Check the record of every other playoff team in the Eastern Conference. Tell me what their record is. Because it's probably better than what we have. It's probably better than what we have. The player of the game, none other than Schwartz. I mean, he got the ball rolling. 2 quick goals in the first period or second period. That was the start. That was the start. I don't like the fact that I have to pick the player of the game being on another team other than the Edmonton Oilers. Because you guys, look, that's my home team. That's the team that I love the most. But this one hurts. This one hurts. And it's not acceptable. Congratulations, Jaden Schwartz, for being the player of the game. But this is unacceptable hockey. We can't accept this anymore. So we have the Battle of Alberta on Saturday against Calgary. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that the Edmonton Oilers find a way to figure this out. Because this is no longer, I mean, this has never been acceptable. But this is not acceptable, especially before we're about to go into playoffs. I would categorize this game as by far the worst game that the Edmonton Oilers have played. And I know that there are the reasons or excuses, whatever you want to call them, that we are missing arguably our top 5 players. But with the depth that we have, we can't have this. We can't have this. Guys, I'm going to bed. That's it for me. I've got to put this in the back of my mind and be ready for Saturday because I'm hoping that this is a different result on Saturday. Until next time, I will see you guys on the next video. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the content, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It means the world to me to have your interaction, and I will catch you on the next video.